'Twas the night before Christmas, and for your entertainment, a Pokemon challenge was done in my basement. This time we chose Jynx, a Christmas suggestion. It's always been purple, don't ask any questions. The rules are as follows: no items or glitches, no infinite nuggets to sell off for riches. So warm by the fire in a comfortable flannel, and if you like this kind of content, subscribe to my channel. Jynx has been known to help Santa Claus, and freeze its opponents with no chance to thaw. Its special and speed are both 95. On critical hits, it surely will thrive. However, physical moves will break her, for Jynx's defense is like wet tissue paper. Fear not, my friends, we'll surely prevail though. Will our Icy Queen fail? I say, hell no. Professor Oak's Pokemon get randomized, so Bulbasaur looks like a Jynx in disguise. I chose to replace the Grass-type starter, so the rival picks Charmander, making things harder. And as for the nickname, I picked something nice, inspired by that song from Vanilla Ice. So stop, collaborate, and listen, because Ice Ice Barbie is ready to glisten. Alright, well now that gag has worn out its welcome, hey y'all to the Christmas special. Jynx starts things off right away with just Pound and Lovely Kiss. Pound is a weak normal move, especially when you consider Jynx's pitiful attack stat. Lovely Kiss, however, is a powerful move that puts opponents to sleep 75% of the time. Enough to beat rival Bubs, but we're going to need way more firepower for Brock. And speaking of Brock, say it with me everyone, we have to grind! Yay! Pound is resisted by Brock's rocks, so we need to get to level 18 where Jynx learns Lick. It's a ghost type move which is not resisted by Rock, but even so it's still a physical attack and it's even weaker than Pound. The reason we need it is because it has a pretty high chance to paralyze. Brock has 5 full heals per Pokemon and he uses them retroactively, like a cheater, so wasting all of his full heals with Lovely Kiss doesn't really help, because they just wake right up and then we also risk misses. With Lick though, we can chip damage while also paralyzing, forcing him to use full heals, which lets us essentially attack for free. It's long-winded and annoying, but hey, it could be worse. Foreshadowing to next week's challenge. After beating Brock, we traverse Mount Moon and take on the rival Bubs in Cerulean City. I taught the Water Gun TM we picked up in Mount Moon to Jynx. It's a weak move that's not same type attack boosted, but at least it's a special move, so it's way better than Pound. I put Pudgeotto to sleep right away because I've got no patience left after Brock to deal with sand attacks, and then Water Gun is pretty much able to make quick work of the rest of his team. How is Jynx an Ice-type Pokemon using a Water-type move like this? Is it melting? Is it sweating? I'd rather not find out, actually. Misty's up next, and her Pokemon resist Water Gun, so I tried a different tactic. For whatever reason, Jynx can learn the TM for Seismic Toss, which does the same damage as the user's level, so this battle becomes a trivial matter of making her Starfishes go night-night, and then tossing them into the trash. It would have been way harder if we actually had to fight with Water Gun, but for whatever reason, Jynx knows Karate? I don't know, you explain it. On board the SSN, we take on the rival Bubs once again, and this time we have Bubble Beam, which we got from Misty. It's a slightly stronger Water Gun with a chance to reduce the opponent's speed. Still not quite as good as an Ice or Psychic move, but you gotta work with what you got. When life gives you lemons, blow bubbles instead. And I'm pretty sure that's how that saying goes. We don't knock out the Kadabra right away, but it goes for Teleport and then also a Potion, so it doesn't do anything, and we just get to knock it out. One important thing to note, I guess, is that Charmeleon actually survived a Bubble Beam, which I found very surprising. It didn't matter, but you know, still, pretty cool, I guess. Pretty cool when you think about it. Maybe it's not that cool. Maybe it is. I don't know, actually. Never mind. Well, time to take on Surge, and this one ends up like the ending scene for Rocky V, a bare-knuckle brawl between 2 Pokemon duking out. Voltorb and Pikachu go down right away, like Apollo Creed in the fight against Ivan Drago. But man, Raichu comes out absolutely swinging. It starts dropping Thunderbolts, and Jynx is barely able to outpace it with Bubble Beam to win. I did not expect Surge to actually put up a fight, kinda like Rocky in the first Rocky movie. After traversing Rock Tunnel, we take on the rival Bubs in the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, and Jynx finally has a good move, learning Ice Punch at level 31. And after that long convoluted Rocky tangent, it's kind of ironic that turns out punching would be our best option. Ice Punch makes quick work of Bubs' team, and we get to scooting on over to Celadon City. Moving along, y'all. Over in Celadon City, I take on the Grass-type gym leader Erica, who picked a really bad day to have a gym battle. Erica may look good in that kimono, but Jynx is absolutely slaying in that dress. No, I mean it. Jynx is literally slaying her Pokemon with Ice Punch. It's like the easiest badge I've ever done in my entire life. I could have replaced Ice Punch with Ice Beam too, but I didn't even need to do that. This one was so easy. At this point, Jynx's moveset is pretty busted. Ice Beam, Psychic, Bubble Beam, and Lovely Kiss, good lord, I spent more time typing this section in the script than I actually spent battling this doofus. Next up is the low-hanging fruit that is Koga and his poison Pokemon in the Fuchsia City Gym. Jynx knows Psychic and has great special, so we make quick work of all of his Pokemon. Well, I guess except for the Wheezing. It does manage to survive Psychic, and it actually has the opportunity to go for Self-Destruct, but for once, Koga no-go boom, and instead he opts for Sludge instead. So we're able to win. Wow. Okay, thanks my dude, I really appreciate it. Next up, I'm off to the Sylph Company building to take on the rival Bubs, where things immediately got a little dicey. Pidgeot comes out right away and lands a critical hit quick attack for half of Jynx's health. That's a true testament to just how bad this thing's HP and defense stats are. I was worried about not outspeeding the Charizard and Alakazam, which are both very problematic, but thankfully Gyarados badge boosted our speed by lowering our defense with Leer. So in the end, I was able to knock out Charizard with a single Ice Beam. Good thing fire doesn't resist ice in this generation, making it weak to Ice Beam. Now for my list of the top 3 things that take more time than being Giovanni with Jynx. Number 1, losing $10 in a casino. Number 2, accidentally touching a wet surface in a truck stop bathroom. And number 3, losing a diarrhea fight to a box of laxatives. Seriously Giovanni, 4 Pokemon up, 4 Pokemon down. Well, with Giovanni out of the way, I decide to take on Sabrina next. It's a pretty easy battle because Jynx is a Psychic-type Pokemon, so we resist her normally devastating Psychic-type moves. I do have to Lovely Kiss the Alakazam to sleep, otherwise it can infinitely stall my PP with Recover. Not much to talk about here, so instead I'll give everyone a trick on how to get to Sabrina with the Warp Tiles every single time. When you walk in after the first Warp Tile, just go either up or down, depending on what's available. It takes a little bit longer than the most efficient route, but you will always get to her every single time. Now it's time to take on Blaine in the Cinnabar Island Gym, and he is by far the hardest gym leader in this run. Brock was meticulous for sure and required a lot of grinding, but Blaine is just straight up difficult. His Pokemon all know fire moves, and in particular, Fire Spin and Fire Blast are almost instant game overs for Jynx. The only way to get through this battle is by spamming Lovely Kiss to put things to sleep and then knock them out before they wake up. You know, there must be some mistletoe in this gym, because Jynx is giving everyone kisses. Well, with 7 badges and even more horrible puns behind us, it's time to take on Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym for our final gym badge, which means I have about 15 seconds until the battle's over. Seriously, Santa is going to put you on the naughty list just for being such a bad trainer, and to that, I say, bah humbug. Besides Brock and Blaine, all these battles have been a first try victory, and not difficult at that. Up next is the rival fight with Bubs, and we're in the home stretch, we're almost there. It's like, it's the night before Christmas, and I'm trying to fall asleep so Santa will bring me those presents. Once again, I'm really worried about Alakazam and Charizard, but besides that, everything else goes down without much of a fight. And we even freeze his Gyarados to boot. Lovely Kiss helps deal with Alakazam, and despite being 5 levels lower than Bubs' Charizard, Jynx, for whatever reason, still outspeeds it and takes it out in a single hit. And hey, once again, thank goodness fire doesn't resist ice in this game, because that means Ice Beam is super effective. Well now, here are the stats going into the Elite Four, and just like a walnut inside of a nutcracker, the moveset is absolutely busted. Speed and Special are definitely the best stats, and critical hits have been frequent throughout this run. Hopefully it's enough to carry on through the Elite Four, so first up is Elite Four member Lorelei, and I think she's definitely the most difficult Elite Four member for Jynx. We don't have any super effective coverage, so we're relying on Lovely Kisses and sheer force to blast our way through this one. The Slowbro in particular is a thorn in my side because it resists all of our moves, so basically I'm left hoping for Psychic to drop its special. Her Jynx almost knocks out our Jynx too, so all in all, a pretty scary scenario. A scare-nario? No, that one's pretty bad. Let's leave that in the bargain bin. Still, I'm impressed Jynx is able to make it past Lorelei at all, considering the fact that we're not even level 50 going into this battle. That's absolutely bananas. No badge boost, no tricks, and no hijinks. Eh? Hijinks? Okay, now that one can stay in the bargain bin too. That was terrible. Dreadful puns aside, Bruno's up next and his Pokemon don't stand a chance in hail against Jynx. I have to enunciate that, or YouTube will decimate me. Normally, during the Elite Four, you will see me using rare candies between battles to reset experience so we don't level up in the battle and lose our badge boost, but I'm not even doing that here because Jynx isn't using any badge boost, and Bruno's Pokemon get totally wrecked by Psychic and Ice Beam. Bruno must not read the newspaper, because there definitely was an article in there about Giovanni getting wrecked, and I don't know why he thought he was going to fare much better. Next up is my least favorite part of these runs, Agatha. And yes, when I say least favorite, I am including beating Brock. Brock is usually just an issue of leveling up, not much to it. Agatha, on the other hand, is just a Russian roulette of frustration. Even with a fast psychic type Pokemon like Jynx, this one is still an aggravating mess because she spends the entire battle spamming Confuse Ray and, in general, being a right pain in the keister. We still win the battle, but this didn't need to be as awful as she made it out to be. And since we're in the Christmas episode, I guess all I can say is that, of all the analogies I could make, Agatha is the Krampus. Next up is the final Elite Four member Lance, and I'm happy to report that this battle is almost a freebie. There are technically things that could go wrong, but on the whole, he's a Dragon-type trainer, and we have an Ice Barbie. There's really not a lot to talk about here, everything goes down almost instantly, so I'll take this time to quote one of the worst lines in a superhero movie I've ever heard, uttered by Arnold Schwarzenegger, playing Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin. The line was, "Let's kill the dinosaurs! The Ice Age!" It's supposed to be a joke, but it's not funny. And that's coming from someone who makes terrible jokes on a regular basis. Well, finally, it's time to take on the champion, our rival Bubs. And I am genuinely impressed with how far Jynx has come. Seriously, we are over 10 levels lower than Bubs' strongest Pokemon. Well, there's nothing to do but get right into the final battle. This one's for all the eggnog. Right away, Pidgeot goes down in a single Ice Beam. And Alakazam wakes up from Lovely Kiss, but gets frozen by Ice Beam. There's no way to thaw in this game on your own, so that's a free KO for Jynx. We can take our time with it. Rhydon goes down in one hit, and Gyarados isn't much trouble either. And to add insult to injury, Exeggutor survives an Ice Beam, but gets frozen for its efforts. Last up is Bubs' Charizard, and we're 10 levels lower. And because of that, it survives an Ice Beam. But luckily, it goes for a 3-turn Fire Spin. Fire Blast would have destroyed our Jynx, but we are able to finish things off with one final Ice Beam, winning the battle. And with that, the challenge is over. I'm so glad I finally got the chance to do one of these runs with Jynx. Talk about an absolute beast of a Pokemon, beating the champion at level 55. Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon Challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. Great to fall asleep to. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. There's still about 25 more Pokemon that I need to do in order to finish the Pokemon Red catalog, but I think after the next 5, we're going to go ahead and start doing Generation 2 challenges. And then I'll swap back and forth between the two until I finish them both. Anyways, next week I'm doing a challenge I've wanted to do for a while now by beating Pokemon Red using only one Venonat. It was hands down the worst Brock fight of all time, but I don't want to spoil too much. Anyways, Merry Christmas, y'all, and until next time, bye!